let's talk to Dwayne, who wants to talk to us from South Dakota. Dwayne wants to talk to us about the truth of the Bible not being acknowledged. Dwayne, you are live on Truth Wanted. What's going on?
Good afternoon, you fine people. My name is Dwayne. And yes, I did want to speak with you guys about the truth of the Bible, specifically the Beatitudes that Jesus teaches, and how if we follow that truth,
The what?
we will be better as
Beatitudes?
the Beatitudes. I've
Are
heard it
you
both
saying
ways.
Beatitudes?
I've never heard of Beatitudes. I've always heard Beatitudes, but yeah, I don't know what the Beatitudes. I don't know like how much you want to dive into that, but I guess we can.
Absolutely. I feel like if you, like I said earlier, if you follow those teachings, if everyone in the world participated, then we would be able as a people to transcend sin and really live according to God's purpose. Being merciful,
Maybe.
being pure in heart, being a peacemaker.
Yeah. I mean, so some of those ideas are kind of good, and he's just saying it's a list of him saying blessed, right? So like you said, blessed be the peacemaker. Let's see, I gotta Google what the other ones are. I can't remember.
Let's see. Blessed are
all
the
of
poor
them.
in spirit. Blessed
Blessed are the
are
poor in
those who
spirit.
mourn. Blessed are the meek. Blessed are the
Yeah.
hunger and thirst. Just basically, blessed are those who are suffering. Like if you're suffering, you're blessed, but you're really not blessed because I'm gaslighting you. Is this what you're talking about?
Well, what I'm saying is, if everyone is meek, right? If everyone is merciful, if everyone is pure of heart, then who would suffer?
Yeah, I
Everyone?
mean, if maybe, I don't know. The thing is like all these people are blessed because they're like righteous under God and stuff, right? Like that's the part I think we would have trouble with. Because he's saying that all these people are cool with God and that they get their blessings and they're the ones that inherit the earth and stuff. And that's the part that I wouldn't vibe with. If we're just saying, hey, just be a good person, I can vibe with that. But there's a lot of other strings that are attached to that. You know what I mean?
I guess like when you say if everyone is meek, like who would suffer, it literally says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." But the God, like righteousness to the God, isn't necessarily doing the right thing,
That's
right?
true.
And so, like, if the God tells you to go and like enslave a whole group of people, you're going to do it because you thirst and hunger after righteousness. So everybody, like more people would suffer under that. Right.
Okay, and just a question for you: do you think that like fasting would be something that is bad for humanity?
I mean,
Fasting.
potentially. It depends on the person. Not everybody can do fasting. I think fasting is a good thing, but like, what does that have to do with anything, honestly?
Well, see, I interpret that as saying that blessed are those who fast and seek the word of the Lord.
Okay, well, I have the verse here. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's talking about food. I think that's talking about like righteousness.
Like just like obeying the
Right, that would
God,
be
right?
denying your flesh. Exactly.
No, that's living just and upright. That's like obeying the God.
Yeah, I don't think he's literally talking about food.
Well, I mean, God does not say thou shalt hunger, right? So, as I said, I'm open to you guys having your own interpretation. We all know that interpretation is very important. But yes, I interpret that as to say, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for the things of the flesh, but deny those things for the righteousness of God, for they will be filled.
Okay. But like, look at the end of this. I have it here. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven, for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you, right? So like, these lists of things could be nice, but this is all built on this framework of Christianity, right? I have to know if a God is real. I have to know if Jesus is the son of that God, and we should care about what he says, and if there's a heaven and stuff, right? Like, otherwise, this is just a list of a guy saying, hey, we should do some nice things, right? And Jesus isn't the first person, nor is he the last to like have a list like this. So
Have you ever heard of the saying, an eye for an eye makes the world go blind?
yes, I have.
Right. What if instead of taking an eye for an eye, everyone was merciful and meek? The world would
Well,
seem much better.
it's funny you say that because an eye for an eye literally comes from the Bible, first of all. So I don't know if you know that, but that's where it originates from. It's Old Testament law, right? So, they were already on that. It gets,
I thought that
reinterpreted
came from
now,
the
but
Code of
like,
Hammurabi.
again,
What?
yeah, say it again. What?
I thought that comes from. I thought that comes from the Code of Hammurabi.
You're right. It does come from the Code of Hammurabi, but the Bible takes it from the Code of Hammurabi.
But also, like,
Yeah,
when you
some
say everybody be
verses
merciful, like, mercy requires you to like not punish somebody for doing wrong, right? That means that there's somebody still doing wrong.
Right. Mercy is not justice, right? That it's not the same thing. So, there's an argument to be made that that's not appropriate.
You're basically saying this is why I don't like the whole turn the other cheek. I think your Jesus was creating pacifists. Like you're saying to lie down and let your enemy just fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying, and never ever pursue justice.
I think that that's what you might call small scale thinking. As I stated previously in my introduction, I think that if the whole world adhered to these teachings, there would be no suffering.
Well,
the whole world adhere to blessed are those who mourn, they shall be comforted. So everybody just sitting around fucking crying so your Jesus can come to them and hug them, because that's the only time that he said he gonna hug your ass is when you crying. So everybody just sitting around somber, poor in spirit.
Yeah. I mean, again, like maybe you're right. Maybe if everybody acted this way, that would make the world a better place. Okay, so what? Does that mean that Christianity is true? I don't think so, right? A guy can say, hey, we should do some stuff, and it would make the world better, and everything else about his life could still be bullshit, right? Like, I'm sure there's some cult leaders out there that have said some really great things about how people should act, but that doesn't mean the rest, I should follow the cult. You know what I mean?
Well, in all actuality, I am not saying that everyone needs to be a Christian, but what I am positing is that if we all followed the teachings found specifically in Matthew 5, and honestly, any teaching of Jesus, that the world would be a better place. I think that Jesus took the time to speak to the things that we as a people need to adhere to.
I'm a little confused because I don't see that these things will make the world a better place, because it's literally saying if you are somber, right, mourning, peacemakers, you're being persecuted, right, then that makes the world a better place. Like literally Christians see themselves as these righteous sufferers already, and the world is not a better place. Like I don't. The only thing on here that a person could say is pure in heart. A person that's pure in heart, and peacemakers. But everything else, like, what? I don't see what you see in this.
If I were having a conversation with you and you decided to give in to your wiles and haul off and punch me, and I offered you the next cheek, would that make you more inclined to assault me or less inclined?
Okay.
I don't know. It depends on what you did.
Let's turn this around. Let's say a thinker goes and assaults a friend of yours or a family member. Are you saying you shouldn't stop them from doing that? You should just let her do that?
I am saying that radical love.
Let's be explicit. Thinkers come to your house and they're going to mess up your family members. Are you going to stop them?
I believe that every choice is made by the individual. That person will have to make that decision on their own. But
Okay. Let me make this clear. I'm asking you caller, somebody is going to your house and they're going to mess up your family members. You think it's the right thing to do nothing about it and turn the other cheek?
I think I will walk in the way that Jesus laid out.
What does that mean?
I will be meek. I will be merciful. I will be,
They're going to let him do it.
With Jesus as he. Well, the thing about it is we all have free will. And for me to impose on someone else's free will would be playing God.
No. See, I think you would be expressing your free will. Your will is to stop that other person's will, right? Like that's terrible, right? That doesn't make for a good society. I think if we're just like, well, I guess I'd be imposing. I guess this guy should kill my mom because, I'd be imposing on his free will. That doesn't make a good society, right? I don't think that's a very just society.
And that's the way that you see your God too, right? Like your God is respecting your free will so much that he's just letting y'all get your ass whooped, and then also on the other side letting y'all kill people.
Yeah.
Well, I've personally never received the word to kill somebody for my God, and I personally think that he gives such commands.
He does. Have you read the Bible? Have you actually read the Bible? Have you read like any chapter in the Old Testament? You know how many times God has said to wipe other people out? Right? I mean, God's done it himself sometimes.
When we look at that, we have to look at the why.
Okay. Wait,
you said he didn't.
You said it never
commands.
happened. Oh, but it has happened, but we have to look at the why now. Right? There's a little bit of a change of story.
So, okay, so I understand that there are certain places in time that God exacted his justice on the world.
So that wasn't a violation of free will.
Of his followers.
Well, I just want to be clear. So that wasn't a violation of free will.
Well, they exercised their free will to be in a position where God.
Okay. Well, again, if somebody's coming to my house to mess up my mom, I'm going to exercise my free will and stop them.
Exactly.
I don't think so. That kind of throws that part of the Beatitudes out a little bit, right?
That's what I was saying. Like that whole turn the other cheek and blessed all those that mourn and no. Like that everybody in this list is fucking somber and mourning, and like they're getting their asses handed to them because Jesus told them to. And Jesus says, this is how you're going to inherit the kingdom of God.
Right. And let's be clear. We're not just talking about metaphor here, because that's literally what happened to Jesus. If you believe the account, like he literally let them take him and kill him. Right. Yeah. So like Christians are literally expected to do the same thing. And it historically actually have in some circumstances. So I don't think that's the best path forward, personally.
Well, I mean, you guys asked for the truth. The name of the show is Truth Wanted.
That's right.
I wanted to show you that the truth is that if you follow these attitudes, right, if everybody in the world stopped living for flesh and started living for the spirit and started following these attitudes, then we would not have any of the problems that we see in this world today. Jesus taught us to take care of those who are in need and sick, and told us not to value the things of the world. And I think that that's very important.
Jesus actually said, hey, don't take care of the poor. You should follow me instead, right? There's a story of a man mourning and burying his father, and Jesus says, no, actually, come follow me instead, right? So there's one counterexample to this, but two, again, Dwayne, I really hope this doesn't happen. I don't. But if somebody comes to mess up your family, I hope you stop them. Right. And if somebody comes for you, I hope that you defend yourself. I don't want that for you. I don't want you to not have to defend yourself because you think that this is the right thing to do because Jesus said so. Right. I really think these ideas, some of them may be good, but I think some of them are a little bit problematic. I don't think you should buy them wholesale, which is what you're selling me here.
I appreciate and understand your concern for my safety. But just as Jesus was able to call on the angels to help him in a time of need, I would also be able to call upon the forces of heaven to help me.
Really? You're going to be calling upon the forces of heaven. Wow. That's interesting, Dwayne.
Absolutely.
Okay. I wish other victims of crime were able to do that. I'm glad you have that ability. I'll say that
As
much.
long as you know the true name of the Father and the Son and the Ruach HaKodesh, you will be
The
able
what?
to call upon the forces of heaven.
The what did you what?
I didn't catch that part. But listen, Dwayne, I don't know. We're kind of out of time for this call. We heard your point. We disagreed. It sounds like you don't care that we disagreed or really addressed anything that we had to say about it. So, you have anything else you want to add before we let you go?
No, thank you guys for the opportunity. I hope that you guys are in good health.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope you're in good health too, Dwayne. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Don't submit too much.
Don't submit too much. Yeah.
Yes.
What an interesting call. I don't know. What do you think about that one?
I don't know. It's not like he said rural cocoa dish.
Yeah, I heard like horseradish. that was my take. I guess I'll my summary is the Beatitudes maybe has a few good things. I'm not going to say it's all bad, but like you shouldn't just accept it all as true wholesale, and especially not the underlying implications here, which is you do all these things and you get to go to heaven, right? And there's all this other stuff attached to it, right? So that's what I'm stuck on.
I like being a peacemaker is good when it's necessary, but it kind of gives the idea that Jesus is against fighting back, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily. I think when people read this and they see "Blessed are the poor in spirit," that they think that's Jesus saying, "Take care of the poor."
Yeah.
And it's not. Like if you're poor in spirit, like you're brokenhearted, you're downtrodden, right? And that's I don't necessarily see this list. This is the pacifist list for me. Like this is the list that Jesus uses to turn people into pacifists that allow them to allow people who have more narcissistic and abusive personalities to actually trot on people who are trying to live. I don't necessarily.
I agree. I had to look at the verse here. Yeah, this is in Matthew 26:11. He says, "The poor will always be with you, but you will not always have me." Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about this idea that, wait, I'm more important than helping the poor people right now.
Yeah.
Following and lecturing me. Like, the religion of Jesus is not just about do nice things for me. It's also, at least in some part, like worshiping the literal figure of Jesus.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like to separate that.
Is that's the one where Judas was like, man, why are you putting $300 worth of oil? Letting her put that $300 worth of oil on your body. And he's like, oh, because I'm worth it.
I think that's literally that chapter. Yeah. Where there's, cause like they're washing him and doing all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That's where that comes from. Cause
he's like we can feed the poor with that. And he's like, the poor will be with you forever, but not me. Like
not
they can eat next week.
I'm
like,
your leader.
What? Yeah.
Do things for me. I really think the most radical change I've had since a Christian is viewing Jesus as a cult leader, right? You say that to Christians and they think, what? How could you say that? But like that, if you read between the lines and like, it's kind of there in the text, you really do see it.